Hello and welcome to No Place Like Home. This program is sponsored by the Housing Finance Authority of Pinellas County, in cooperation with the Pinellas County Communications and the Department of Health and Community Services. I'm Catherine Driver alongside Jane Merlin, your host for today's show. Hello, Jane. How are you?
I'm doing well, and I hope you are too.
I am. Thank you.
We've got a really interesting program. Matter of fact, we had Anna Marie Millet on the show a couple of months ago, and the conversation was so interesting and so helpful. We wanted to bring her back and do some additional focusing on identity theft and how we can protect ourselves. And, busy time of the year with the holiday season and everything, and a lot of people are out and about, they're using their credit cards, and we just want to make sure that we give people information that's going to protect them and make them feel a little bit safer.
Yes, and be aware of, what's going on and perhaps checking their bank statements and things like that.
Exactly. And certainly is a pleasure to be here joining you on WRXB 1590 AM and Pinellas County Connection TV. As I mentioned, Anna Marie Millet with Pinellas County Justice and Consumer Services is going to be joining us in just a moment, and we want to make sure that you've got a pen and paper ready to take down some important notes as we go along. But before we bring Anna Marie in, I know that, Catherine, you've got an update from our sponsor, the Housing Finance Authority of Pinellas County.
Yes, thank you. The Housing Finance Authority of Pinellas County is offering the first-time homebuyers program called Your Key to Home Ownership, helping people in Pinellas, Pasco, and Polk counties make their dreams of home ownership a reality. The first-time homebuyers program is for individuals who have never owned a home, have not owned a home in the last 3 years, or are veterans. The HFA offers a low rate on its 30-year fixed-rate mortgage, and if you need a little help with down payment and closing costs, we can help you with that also with the Home Key second mortgage. Currently, our 30-year fixed rate on our first mortgage is $399, and we have up to $10,000 available to help with down payment and closing cost assistance. To get your key to home ownership, please call 727-223-6419 or visit the website at www.pinellascounty.org/HFA. To reach us for more information or for comments about the show, please call us at that same number, 727-223-6419, or please email us at newhome@pinellashfa.com. You can also watch past shows on the website or catch us on YouTube. Jane?
Great information, Catherine. And, we've talked before about how a lot of people have the monthly payment for a mortgage, but they might not have quite enough to come up with the down payment or maybe the closing costs, and that's where your program comes in. And, earlier I mentioned the holidays, and you've actually got a Home for the Holidays program or promotion going on. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, we just kicked off our Home for the Holidays, and we have a group of lenders that are participating in our program and originate these loans on our behalf. And so we've given them a little extra incentive to help get loans originated and help get folks into their homes in time for the holidays. So it's not too late. It is actually a quick process. If you have all of your information put together and you get with one of our participating lenders, you could potentially be in your new home in time for the holidays.
Great time to have a party and a housewarming all at the same time.
Exactly.
Great. Well, as I mentioned earlier, our guest today has important and very helpful information to share with us that will protect us in a number of ways. Joining us from Pinellas County Justice and Consumer Services is Anna Marie Millet. She's an investigator and outreach coordinator with Pinellas County Justice and Consumer Services, and she works out of the Office of Consumer Protection. She has been with us before over the years and always provides us great information. I know I always learn a lot and go home and change my habits immediately after the show. So welcome back to No Place Like Home, Anna Marie.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So let's start by having you give us a little bit of a brief overview about what your office does and how you help Pinellas County residents.
Office of Consumer Protection investigates complaints that involve consumer business disputes. So if a consumer has a dispute with a business, they can file a complaint with our department free of charge. We just need to have a written complaint and one or both parties in Pinellas County. Our investigators handle civil complaints that can't be proven criminal or in civil in nature, and those are certified mediators through the Supreme Court of Florida, and they work with the parties to reach a resolution. We also have investigators that if the complaint is found to be a violation of consumer protection law, they work with the state attorney's office to assist in the prosecution. And then we also have investigators that work on the regulatory side and oversee and license certain areas such as organizations conducting bingo, adult use establishments, and towing rates and signage.
And I know that your office has actually been responsible for actually bringing criminal charges against some people who have victimized residents. Can you give us a couple of examples of something we might have seen in the news?
Well, a majority of complaints that you're going to see is regarding unlicensed contracting. Consumers need to be cautious when they're hiring someone that they are properly licensed. Majority of work that you're going to have done to your home is going to require some kind of license either through county or state. So it's important to check. As said, those investigators work with our state attorney's office. We have 2 assistant state attorneys assigned to our department that work our complaints and assist in the prosecution of those cases.
You know, these con artists are so clever, and they really know how to go after people. Can you give us some idea of the kind of things that they do to identify a victim, and what are they doing to target people?
Well, really, with any crime, it's opportunity. So if we don't provide them that opportunity or we reduce the chances of an opportunity, the crime reduces. I say the 4 main ways that you're targeted for a crime is by phone, by mail, door to door, they'll come to your home, and then also with the internet. That's prevalent for scams.
And certainly the internet is becoming more and more popular with everybody, and it seems like it's becoming and kind of an easy mark for people to take advantage of us.
It is. When you're behind, you're in your home, you may be in your PJs with your cup of coffee, you feel safe and secure, and you kind of put your guard down. But you have to be cautious of who you're dealing with. You don't know. It's the same with the phone or mail or any other form. Just because somebody states they are somebody, it doesn't make it factual.
Well, how do you know that you can trust an internet site?
You want to make sure that it is a legitimate site. Oftentimes it'll have security, a lock indicating it's a secure site. And you want to get the websites from the legitimate source. So if it's your bank or any of that, most financial institutions or service providers are not going to contact you via email. You may get statements that you've opted for to receive through internet, but they're not going to contact you if there's a problem through the internet. So when you're seeing an email that's unsolicited, that appears to be from your bank or your service provider, you want to be cautious.
Oh, yeah, I've seen a lot of those, and my mother-in-law has been forwarding them to me and saying, "What is this? I don't think I even have an account with this group." And, I'll tell her, it's a scam, and so delete it, don't respond to it. They're trying to get your information.
And oftentimes we see that. I'll ask the consumer, is this your bank? Is this your service provider? And they'll say no. So right there, you should be deleting it automatically. If you do think that this may be my bank trying to contact me, contact them instead, not through the email or web link that they provide you, but call them or go down there and ask them, are you trying to reach me? Is there something wrong with my account? Do you need information? And just verify it before you actually provide that personal information.
Absolutely, and I know the banks would be happy to know that there's some kind of a phishing scam going on that's using their name, and then they can elevate it within the bank as well. So it's always good to let them know if you're getting something that you think is a scam.
And I'm seeing now also banks are on their guard. I just had a consumer the other day that was writing checks out for a contractor, and the bank had called her to verify that this was a legitimate payment for this person. So they're cautious too, and they're looking out for their customers.
Very good, very good. Well, in October, it was National Hispanic Heritage Month, and I know that Pinellas County Consumer Protection partnered with the Federal Trade Commission to bring awareness about the scams that are targeting the Latino community. Can you provide some background on this issue?
Definitely. We work with a lot of different agencies, and some of our publications come from the Federal Trade Commission, and they just put out some great publications called Fotonovelos. And they're almost like a comic book or a novel, and they're very brief, and they cover scams that target the Latino community. The one that they distribute out in October was regarding government imposter scams. Somebody calling you saying they're from the government, you may owe money or you need to provide information. So through Hispanic Heritage Month, my department went out and distributed information into the Latino community and to warn them about different scams that they may not be aware of or may target them, just to keep them safe.
If they didn't get access to that information in October, is there a website, or can they come to the office and pick up these materials, or how can they access this information?
Definitely. They can contact our office. I'll be happy to send them some information, or anyone can contact the Federal Trade Commission, FTC, and they can order as many publications as they want. They send them in bulk orders or one or two, or you can just print the information right off their website. It's a great resource for all kinds of consumer information and in several different languages, not just Spanish and English.
Yeah. Well, if somebody thinks that they've been a victim of one of these scams or have been targeted, what steps do they need to take?
First thing you need to do is whatever information has been compromised, you need to contact that company. So if it's your credit card, you need to call your credit card company. Your bank account, notify your bank. Social Security, your Social Security Administration. And you want to act quickly upon it. So that's what you want to do. The first step is notify anything that's been compromised, close any accounts that have been opened. You can, through the credit bureaus, put a fraud alert on your account. So that it's an additional step to make it difficult if somebody is trying to open up more credit in your name. They have to take additional steps to verify that you are who you say you are. Anybody can put a fraud alert on their account, so if you're not looking to purchase a car or a home or get a loan, you may just do it. That way it's there and it has that extra measure of security. Identity theft is a crime, so you definitely want to get a police report and then continue monitoring your information. We should all be in the habit of it, but continue to do it whether you're a victim or not.
And I know you mentioned identity theft, and it seems that it is increasing. We're hearing so much more about identity thefts, and a lot of the major stores have been hit with hackers and those kinds of things. What happens in a case of identity theft?
As far as explain a little more.
Well, to the individual who has become a victim of identity theft, let's kind of give people a sense of how that's going to affect them.
Thank you. And it could be as small as, in my case, where my bank had notified me that they found some fraudulent charges. They wanted to verify they were fraudulent. Within hours, I had new cards and it was cleared up. For other people, it could be years to clear up their credit. And this affects everything. It's not just the money in your bank account. This is getting new credit. This is employment. This is getting insurance. So if you're a victim of identity theft, it affects all facets of your life. And like I said, if it takes many years, it's very damaging. And you're always having to prove, this is me, this is legitimate. Even with tax returns, now they're having trouble filing tax returns because somebody had already filed on their behalf and stolen their identity. So like I said, it's not just the money was taken out of my bank account. This affects so many different things, even housing, to rent a place or to get a mortgage. Exactly. If you've been a victim of identity theft, depending on what's been compromised, it can affect many things in your life.
Very scary indeed. Catherine, with your experience with the Housing Finance Authority, have you run into situations where individuals have been a victim of identity theft and it's affected their ability to purchase a home?
I haven't personally come across that, but I could definitely see how if you were a victim of identity theft and then it got onto your credit report, sometimes it's very hard to clean things up off of your credit report, as Anna Marie was saying, that you have to prove that it wasn't you, and that is something that kind of sticks with you for a while. And if you were in the process or getting ready to buy a home, that could make that very difficult and could put you in a situation where you might have to continue renting for a while, and you might miss an opportunity to, take advantage of, a great interest rate or down payment assistance or the perfect house that you had found. So, it is, as Anna Marie said, really in everybody's best interest to continue to monitor your bank accounts and your credit card statements to, make sure that, and even your credit report. I think we're going to try to touch on that a little bit later as well. So
Also, worst case scenario, there are situations where people have committed crimes and provided somebody else identification. And oftentimes you may not even realize that or be aware until maybe you get pulled over for speeding or some other infraction, and all of a sudden there's a warrant out for your arrest. So again, proving who you are, I mean, it could be as small as within a couple hours it's resolved to taking many years of your life to resolve the issue.
Certainly is a frightening prospect to have to go through something like that. I know just the inconvenience of having a wallet stolen years ago and having to go through and cancel the credit cards and get a new license and all of those things. And, there was some attempts on a bank account. Unfortunately, or I should say fortunately, I was able to get it caught before anything really serious happened. But the sense of feeling violated is really something that's hard to shake and makes you a lot more aware and a little bit more concerned. We were talking earlier about the fact that it's real important to make sure that you check your bank statements frequently, and really at this point in time, daily is not too often, is it?
No, I mean, as often as you can check it. I know there's still individuals that get their paper statements once a month, and if that's what you get, then definitely. But we should all be in the habit of checking our bank statements, our credit card statements, and our credit report. All that personal information is the same as money to these thieves, and that's why I say if we have $20 or $50 in our purse or wallet, we usually keep it very secure. We should be acting the same way with our personal information, just securing it.
And so many people are going paperless now. So much of the transaction that we do for banking is paperless, and it's all done by computer.
Mm-hmm. That is true. And, it's just a matter of protecting your computer and keeping that secure as well. Things are going to happen, and when it does, then, you just need to be diligent and react quickly. But if you're monitoring your information all along, then you should be aware of what's happening and catch it quickly.
Great. Well, I know we've mentioned credit reports, a little bit now. How often should we review those, and what is the best resource or way to obtain your credit report?
Well, by law, everyone's entitled to a free credit report from each of the three major credit bureaus, Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian, and you can get it once a year. Consumers ask me, well, should I get it all at once? Should I stagger it? That's really a personal preference. You could stagger it through the year, but you want to get from all three because information will be reported a little differently, so you want to make sure what's on each of those credit reports. The best resource is annualcreditreport.com. And you can log on, you can get it. Or if, again, through the Federal Trade Commission, they have a publication where it gives you a form you can fill out and mail it in if you're not comfortable doing it online. I know a lot of commercials have some great jingles, and they offer all kinds of free stuff, but you want to make sure that you're going to annualcreditreport.com to get your credit report. And again, get in that habit, requesting it. It's free, and make sure you get it and you review it.
Now, what if you get your free credit report and you're looking at it and you see something on there that wasn't yours, and you have no idea where it came from? What do you do at that point?
You definitely want to report it to the credit bureau, notify them that this is inaccurate. Usually want to do so in writing. So anything, even if it's fraudulent, something was opened in your name, or it's just an error, or they have old information, you definitely want your credit report to be current and accurate. That way it shows, it reflects the information correctly.
Yeah, and also, what should folks do if they have a lot of credit cards open that they're not using? It seems like every time you go to a department store or Target or Walmart, they're always asking you to open a credit card, and sometimes folks do because you can get a really good discount, but then you don't use that card. But having that card open, maybe isn't always the best thing. Do you all recommend that they close those cards, or?
Well, that is tempting. I find myself in those retail stores and really, how much can I get off? But the more credit you have, the more vulnerable you are to identity theft. It's the same with carrying credit cards. I know oftentimes people may carry 5, 10 credit cards. Unless you're going on some major shopping spree, you want to keep that at at home. And it's the same with all the open credit. If you're not using it and it's just open accounts, close them out so you don't have that vulnerability to having open accounts and credit out there. There's also, on that note, pre-approved credit card applications that you get through the mail. If you're receiving those, there is an option to opt out of that, and that way you're not receiving it, because, for example, if you have at the curb mailbox that's unsecure and these solicitations are coming, if it falls in the wrong hands, it could be detrimental if they're opening accounts.
Exactly.
I didn't realize there was an opt out on that. Is it on the form itself?
I'll have to get the website, or if they want to call our department at 727-464-6200, I can provide that information. But yes, you can opt out of pre-approved credit card applications.
Oh, that's really
I'm
good
doing
to know.
that.
Yeah,
I get home.
I see. Once again, learn something new that we can go home and apply right away. I usually just get those forms and shred them.
That's what I do.
Yeah, but knowing that there's an opt out is an even better way to go, I think.
Right.
Definitely. I used to get about 12 a month, and that's the same thing. I would shred them.
Well, there's a lot of places that advertise free credit repair, and we've kind of touched on this a little bit, but one of the things that concerns me is the fact that many of these companies actually charge people to do that credit repair service, but there are organizations out there, there are nonprofit organizations that will do that for free. So how do you advise people to go about getting credit repaired, identifying an appropriate organization that can help them? Because wouldn't you say that you shouldn't have to pay somebody to help you get your credit restored or repaired?
I think it's pointless. If you're already having credit issues, why would you pay money out to somebody else and you're still in debt? So that money could go towards the debt, is my thinking. I always suggest that they start with either their city or their county to see what resources are available. There's a lot of programs that are offered to residents for free, a lot of good resources and information. If you are going to use a company, you need to thoroughly check them out. Read the contract. I've seen some scary contracts where individuals are paying thousands of dollars before any service is even provided. That's considered the company's fee. And then what service or protection they offer you is questionable. Again, you have to provide some personal information to this third party. So how secure are they? How trustworthy? Where are they located if you do have a problem? What happens then? So these are all things consumers need to consider if they're going to use a third party. But even your financial institution often has some kind of assistance, especially if the accounts are with them. It's their money as well. They're protecting, so they want to make sure they offer you the best. So check with your local resources to see what is the best option, what's available. And also with these companies, what they're offering you, a lot of times consumers can do for free themselves.
That's really good advice. And we should probably also mention foreclosure prevention services. That's another area where consumers have really been taken advantage of over the years. Tell us a little bit about the steps that folks need to take if they're facing foreclosure.
Number one is communicate with your bank. Oftentimes, it is public record, so they'll get solicitations or companies trying to offer them assistance or foreclosure, repair. Communicate with your lender is number one. Let them know what the situation is, see what they can work out with you. If you cease communication, it just, makes the matter that much worse. So definitely, again, there's a situation where try to avoid paying money out to a third-party company when that can go towards your mortgage or something that would be more beneficial to the homeowner.
Well, Catherine, I wonder from your perspective, as somebody who assists people getting mortgages, what is the impact of somebody having a foreclosure in their credit history?
It stays with you for a number of years. I want to say 7 years that foreclosure stays with you, and it is very harmful to your credit, to be able to purchase a home again in the future. So, you want to try to take every step possible and get as much help as you can to avoid the foreclosure prevention, so that you can hopefully stay in your home.
Good advice. Anna Marie, I think we need to mention, too, that, we're in the midst of the holiday season, and there's a lot of organizations who are vying for our money for donations to help various charities. What cautions can you provide us on wanting to be charitable this time of the year? It's you feel good about helping those less fortunate, but as we all know, there are some people out there that have other ideas with our money.
Definitely. Not everybody has good intentions. Again, if there's an opportunity now with the holidays, oftentimes you'll see charities popping up overnight. It doesn't make them legitimate. Be cautious of names they're using. They may sound like official names or similar charities, and it may not be the case. Charities need to be registered with Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services, so I advise consumers to first check that they are registered. And then the second thing is you can see their financial information, so you can see how much of your money is actually going to the cause versus administrative costs. I always suggest that if there's some causes that are near and dear to your heart, select those, check them out, and then donate to those. We can't donate to every cause. We'll go broke. So just keep a few in mind. Once you do donate, you will get solicitations for additional charities or other organizations. It does not mean you have to give to them. So try to limit to what you can afford, and definitely make sure that they are properly registered, that they're a legitimate charity.
And what about the collection points that you see at various cash registers in certain businesses? Are those, for the most part, legitimate, or do we need to also be a little bit cautious with those as well?
You need to check those out as well. Again, you don't know who you're donating to unless you check them out. It may be somebody stopped by a store and asked the store owner, may I leave my can here? I'm donating, it's for this cause. And they may have not verified or checked it out. So it's really up to the consumer. Before you give your money, check out who you're giving it to and for what purpose.
Wow, that's a lot of information, for us to think about, how to protect our identity and raise our awareness to what's going on. Are there any other things that you can think of that will help our listeners and our viewers, during the holiday season and beyond, to be sure that they're not going to be taken advantage of?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, it's, not everybody has good intentions, so be aware of your surroundings, what you're doing. I know we get caught up in the hustle and bustle of the shopping season, but make sure that, you know where your credit cards are and where your packages, keep things securely. When you are getting rid of your personal information, you want to shred it before you discard it. Continue to monitor your information and also limit what information you give out, who you're giving it to and for what purpose. Help reduce your chances.
Okay.
Once again, great advice, and hopefully everybody will take caution this holiday season and be careful with all of the information that you have provided to help us keep a little bit more safe and secure, and keep an eye on those bank accounts. That's so important.
Yeah. Can you please let everybody know your phone number and website address again in case they need to reach out to your department?
Sure, definitely. Our phone number is area code 727-464-6200, or online they can reach us at www.pinellascounty.org/consumer.
Great.
And there is a lot of great information on that website. I have used it from time to time myself and appreciate everything that you all do for us. And it's amazing that you provide these services for free, and it's such an important part of keeping us safe and secure. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
We are all out of time today, and I certainly want to thank our guest, Anna Marie Millet. She's an investigator and outreach coordinator with Pinellas County Justice and Consumer Services. And, of course, a shout-out to our friends with Pinellas County Communications Department and WRXB 1590 AM. If you'd like more information or want to provide some feedback, we always enjoy hearing from you. You can call us at 727-223-6419 or email us at newhome@pinellashfa.com. I'm Jane Merlin.
And I'm Catherine Driver.
Thank you for tuning in to No Place Like Home. Make it a great day.